Kickball chain, kickball chain. I heard in an interview like a few weeks ago that Tupac was like 5 personalities. Like he was a gay. He was like a very like effeminate dancer from like a. He's like, oh come on, girlfriend, you know you can dance better than that. What are we talking about, Jeanette? You a good dancer, girl. And then he'd be like, I'll kill any that fuck with me. And they were like, what? What? And they talked about how Michael Jackson whooped Tupac's ass one time because he was yelling at Clive Owen's daughter or something.
Did you format this card, Chris?
I did.
Okay.
Now, who did he date? Quincy Jones. Because Quincy Jones is the one fucking Will Smith up the ass, right? Yeah. And Tupac was yelling at Quincy Jones's daughter one time. And he was like, you can't talk to her like that. And they were like, Tupac wasn't tough. Like, Tupac was like a dancer. And Michael Jackson had 6 brothers. Like, say what you want about Michael Jackson, but he had 6 brothers. You know Jermaine would beat the shit out. Like, you just know.
Aw.
Aw. Didn't talk to her like that. I like the idea of Tupac getting his ass beat by Michael Jackson, though. It makes me excited.
Mm.
All right, so let's talk about it. Did you get in touch with Elon yet? He didn't call you back?
No. I texted Vivek though.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd he say?
Nothing. Nothing really.
Did he go back and forth with you at all?
I don't. Well, a little bit. I don't want to get into. I don't want to be like a.
Yeah.
I want to tell every text message that like a person that has follower.
No, right. Is he cool or was he like mad at you?
Just regular.
Can you bring that mic up?
He was regular at you?
He was regular at me.
He was like, yes.
No, we didn't say anything. I asked him to come on the show.
What did he say?
Hasn't replied yet.
He'll come on.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, we'll get hold on. TJ Miller.
Mm-hmm. That would be so cool.
TJ Miller and Vivek Ramaswamy.
TJ Miller would be awesome.
Ramaswamy. I don't really know what happened, as you know.
Regarding what?
Like
the
what
whole thing?
Yeah, what was said.
It
I know
was,
what you did, but
the H-1B program is the program that is ostensibly used to bring skilled workers into this country, but it's abused. It's like grossly abused. It's hugely abused, and it doesn't even select for skill when you apply to it. Your chance of getting it, even if you're like a high IQ, super smart Indian, your chance of getting in is like 0.2% or something. It's gamed. You basically pay to have these like companies submit 20 applications on your behalf or whatever the process
who games
is.
it the best?
I mean, Indians.
Oh, really?
It's all Indians, but there's a Cognizant. This company Cognizant here. There are companies that and I'm not up on all the facts. I just have the heuristics here. There are companies that specialize in bringing Indians over, and then I think some of them, the Indians get here and they have to pay a certain percentage of their wages to the company that brought. It's basically indentured servitude. It's kind of, and I think in most cases, if you're one of these Indians that comes here like that and you quit your job, you have to go back to your country. So companies, I guess, love it because they can pay them,
$7.11 an hour.
30% of what they would pay, or 20% of what they would pay a comparable white guy. And if the person complains or has a problem, they just get booted back to Kurga Jaga. Jaga.
Wouldn't it be funny if the company was called 711?
So
and they paid $7.11.
That would be funny. So
Would you like a squeegee?
I forgot what started this shitstorm off, but Elon and Vivek and the Tech Bros. The Tech Bros are the All In podcast.
The one that talks like this?
The Jason Calcanus,
Sachs.
David Sachs, which those guys are
Smart.
scammers. They're very sophisticated scammers, but they're
And
and I wouldn't lump Chamath necessarily in with scammers. I mean he's I don't know if he's a scammer in his bones, really. He's pushed SPACs and Solana and this other stuff. And I've talked to like sharp Indian nerdy guys like Chamath, and they are like that. Like it's not. Can you look up a picture of Chamath? Like I don't want to write Chamath off entirely, but the guys that look like this, they are like, well, there's a way you can make money now. It's crazy. It's crazy the way they're making money. You have to do it. There's no other. It's as far as like
I enjoy listening to that All In podcast clips.
Yeah.
I don't hate. I don't have like I've seen 50 clips of it. And do you hate them?
No, I don't. I'm not well versed enough in any of this material really to hate anybody. But the vibes I get from David Sachs and the Jason Calcanus guy are just scammy vibes. And like the nerds, when nerds clean up and get hair plugs or whatever, and they start to gravitate towards power and like this leather jacket shit that these guys do.
Yeah.
It's like once you reach a certain who Jensen Wang does that. If you look up Jensen Wang, first picture, he'll have a leather jacket on.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. These guys, once these guys get to this point, they're like, yeah, I should start wearing a leather jacket. That would be badass.
Why?
Because I have the ear of Trump.
So?
What do you mean?
Trump doesn't wear leather jackets.
He doesn't?
I think Trump has
Trump wears a blue suit with a white shirt and a red tie every day.
But I'm the guy.
Sure, but what's with the Moto Guzzi leather jacket?
You don't like Moto Guzzi brand?
No, I'm not a big Moto Guzzi guy. I'm more of a Harley guy. More of a Harley bagger racer guy.
This is what's the brand that starts with D? Dionysi. It's a Dionysi.
Is that the brand of leather jacket?
That's the Italian the brand that makes the suits and stuff.
So you become, your antennas come up when you see a nerd.
Yeah, these guys that's the revenge of the nerds, and they want to wear leather jackets and be like, we're one day computers are going to run everything, which is not. I don't think it's true in the sense that they mean for it to be true, and it's also not. It's only a foregone conclusion to the extent that people act like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it's not. The ultimate I think the ultimate form, the final form of AI is surveillance and slop. And I think that I'm not smart enough to dig into this topic and explain it, but the vibes that I get, the gist that I think that the people who are the real hard subscribers to this idea that we've somehow created computers that can think, I think they are blinded by a lifetime of reading science fiction. So when you're one of these guys that does the computer stuff, even if you look slick and you have a V-neck T-shirt, no logos, no all that stuff, even if you drive a Tesla or like Sam Altman driving the not the
Pagani.
is it a Koenigsegg? Rivera, Koenigsegg Rivera. Sam Altman wearing plain Gap T-shirts, driving a Koenigsegg Rivera.
At the speed limit.
These guys, no matter what they look like or what their aesthetics are, they are sci-fi geeks, and that was their sort of escape in high school and college and whatever, is reading these books. And the great idea is that man will take on a God creator role to shape reality however he wants. And step one of that is taking on the role of life creator, which would be a computer that can think. So they're blinded by this, first of all, and I suspect that they fundamentally don't understand what thinking is. There's a I think their enthusiasm for, get this face off the screen, please, Chris. Their enthusiasm for tech, and once you pop the lid of that can of tech, it's like cars.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the twin turbo, whatever your fantasy car is.
You start ricking out.
Mm-hmm. And you're like, we can design a system to do this better. Can you
Bore
imagine if it was 3 times fast? That shit,
bigger pipe.
They become obsessed
Air
with that shit. And there's also one thing that comes into play is the McNamara fallacy. The McNamara fallacy is in the Vietnam War. Okay, Vietnam is a world away from Washington, D.C., a world away from the leaders deciding, no, thank you, the leaders deciding what happens on the ground, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's no way for the U.S. leadership to go to Vietnam and see what's really happening. And so the only way that they can understand it is through, or the strongest way that they think they can understand it is through data points. And so the McNamara fallacy is, I think it's the idea that whatever is quantifiable is worth paying attention to. Let's read this here. Let me see here. Making a decision based solely on quantitative observations and ignoring all others.
So they're like, all right, we march 50 soldiers, 50 clicks into the forest this way, eastward, and then we'll be able to conquer, based on our weaponry, we will be able to conquer 10x in the reduction of their arms.
Basically, platoon strength and body count
is what
they're going
there.
off.
There's guys shooting heroin and fucking ladyboys.
Correct, yeah, exactly.
They're like, all right, we're going to fucking just 50 clicks. And they're like, all right, you ready to march? And they're like this.
Yeah.
Triple A's up in my mind.
Yeah.
Oh no, I kiss the sky. Bam, 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 bam. And they're like, I hate listening to college-educated generals.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's my uncle who in his platoon,
mm-hmm.
they shot
mm-hmm.
the general,
mm-hmm.
or not a general. Their commanding officer was a college-educated guy.
Yeah.
These guys have been out there for 2 years. They shot him in the back.
Yeah. So
because he was a dickhead.
So that's McNamara fallacy is pinheads pushing numbers around, thinking that that's how you understand a situation.
Yeah.
And they're missing pretty much everything that's not quantifiable, meaning everything that you can't put into a number, which
sex,
is
ladyboy, cigarettes, heroin,
troop morale, and also the fact that every Viet Cong you kill, you create the 4 or 5 other members of his family or people that were thinking about fighting become insurgents now or enemies now because you killed their family member. So this is a thing that very high IQ people fall prey to, and it's like it's a huge source of confusion. There's some other thing that was I forgot what it was called, but it was the idea that when you try to optimize for a quantifiable data point, you almost never are able to do so. Like if you wanted
optimize,
here's the example. If I wanted to, like I've been thinking about, we've been thinking about how to monetize the comedy stuff for years, right? And it's like, should we charge like the prices are going up? Should we charge customers $12 a month? Like that type of decision.
And
And
nothing
how do
moves.
you optimize for that? Or should we save money and like fire Chris? Like everything is completely. And Chris is nodding his head. He wants to be fired. Like there's no piece here. There's no piece in this office that could go, and there's no way to squeeze customers for more money.
Right?
So like trying to
Figure it out. We've done nothing.
that type of figuring, the only thing that you can do is like make better content.
That's it.
That's the only thing. But but that's not optimizing. That's an example.
Reverse.
It's the opposite, right? Like
Yeah.
spend like instead of thinking about money, you have to think about your craft essentially. And there's a lot of things in life that are like that, I think.
A lot.
Yeah.
You have to do the best thing, and it has to be like golden in its intent, and it's like you have to say, almost, I'm going to throw caution to the wind here,
Mhm.
and I'm going to stop, because if I drive myself in the minutia will drive me crazy,
Mhm.
or it won't happen.
Mhm.
It will entangle for nothing,
Mhm.
nothing. That'd be like tripping over your watch while
Like
you're
if I
getting
s-
your family out of a fire.
If I spent all day coiling cables
Yes.
to make sure they're organized.
So you don't get, when the
That
fire
type of thing.
happens, they're in the closet,
Yeah.
and you're like, cool.
So anyway, I think that when it comes to AI, I think the people who are the people who no layman, nobody that's as smart as us can really or has the time budget that we have can suss out what the real deal with AI is. Like
I'm with you.
I can't look into a computer code and figure out really what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
the people who are the people that we trust, that the media trusts to do that, are the same people who get Koenigsegg Rivera money because of the hype surrounding this new computing paradigm. So it would be like if nobody else knew how to do sketch comedy, what would we tell people? It's the hardest thing to do in the world. We're the only ones who can do it, and it's also the future of all life is sketch comedy.
Right. Which is very dorky
Yeah.
in its nature.
It's dork. It's really is dork shit. Yeah.
It's like yeah, he might have muscles and everything,
Exactly.
but does he have a sword that can cut through metal?
These guys that are the he might have muscles and everything guys.
Yeah.
They have the spotlight on them, and they're in my opinion
Is it a sociocultural thing that's popped up from the back end of like Shark Tank and media, vapid media?
It's all of it's interlinked, but I think that they're overdoing it, and I think that it's short term thinking. So anyway, I think that the U.S. economy, you know how people always talk about growth of economy and
Yeah.
stuff. I think this is, and again, I'm not a data points guy. I just go based off of hunches. I go based off of tweets, basically memes. But I think that the global economy in general, but the U.S. economy is slowly grinding down. I think that productivity in real terms, and what you can do is you can do things like financialization, which is like 12% of our GDP is finance. Can you look up what percentage of GDP?
I was gonna say, what are your
What percentage of GDP is finance in 2025? It used to be like 10%, and I think it's growing. And when you count this,
this is like when stocks pay dividends.
it's just banking and trading and all this stuff that's moving. It's so listen, I'm not like an imam, a Muslim cleric that thinks that all finance is haram or whatever. That's like an Arab thing. It's a Muslim thing. It's also like usury. It's a Christian thing.
Yeah, the Persian guys who would lie to each other about paying banknotes
Well,
and hide behind things when they're paying interest.
Right,
You're
right,
paying interest.
right.
6%.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Yeah, 100% you are.
This is
Tell your God.
Nick's talked about this when he sells cars to the Persian guys.
Yeah, or when I don't.
They find ways to pretend like they're not paying interest on the loan.
Yeah, it's fun. Let's
Right.
play games.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yes, you are. You're God. Tell your God you paid 7.5%. Tell your God the buy rate was 5.5%. Though I
Yeah.
paid 2.7.
So I'm not
You're not against finance.
I don't believe that there's no place for finance. I think that's the cost of capital.
Yeah.
If you loan somebody money, you should ask for. You can't just loan people money. You should be able to ask unless it's a family member. But if it's a business that you're taking a risk on,
You should.
and you're the money guy, you should ask for a return. So, and also there's legitimate usages for finance. Like obviously every company that's ever been big enough to really move the wheels of history has gotten money from the public and from investors. It's not like a thing that should be outlawed or something. But a lot of this stuff, this is just based off of my YouTube algorithm, people talking about making money forex trading and stuff. It's parasitism. It's people looking for a way to be like a clever middleman. And there's a place for clever middlemen. There's a place for, like, if you're a farmer, having insurance for weather and stuff like that, or
if you don't know that you're spending money in my friend Kenny Antonisio does this for a living. He does forex trading. I go, what the fuck do you actually do? And he's like, I open accounts. Like, say Shamanic starts buying Italian glass, and we start spending a lot of lira. He's like, I'll pre-buy your money for you. I wouldn't even think about that. He's like, you'll do it on an Amex, but if you're going to do, let's just say $50,000 a year, I could probably save you the finance charges less. So that's not trading in general is gambling at its least.
Well, my point is that I'm not saying it's totally evil. There's uses for it. Like modern day farming, my guess is it would be impossible if you couldn't have corn futures and stuff to make sure that you're financially protected if there's a drought, something like that, right?
Right.
But most of it, just from looking at the sort of high profile people who are on the news and seeing what retail, like regular people, are trying to achieve on YouTube, it's all scam shit. So the point being that measuring productivity, like how good are we doing as a country, based on this Fugazi statistic.
Is there a pie chart, Chris?
Point being that the only way to say that the U.S. economy is growing is by measuring the wrong shit.
Okay.
And it's kind of like the basket. What's the basket of type in basket goods cost. It's the fucking cost of a basket of goods. Consumer price index.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So consumer price index is, for example, this is just one. It's just like, what are you looking at? What are you choosing to measure, right? So the consumer price index is the basket of goods that represents how much it costs to be an American. And it's like a gallon of milk, a gallon of gas. It costs this amount. And a gallon, like there are things that, this is a Michael Saylor point. There are things that are just like basically free, like Domino's Pizza, Netflix,
flat screen TVs.
It's flat screen TVs. Remember, that was the plot of Fast and the Furious. The original one was they were stealing TVs, like they were fucking gold.
In 2001, they were stealing TVs.
Yeah,
I was drinking then, but
I was drinking and I was a tranny then.
I was a woman, and now I buy Bitcoin. The house on Long Island that I own was
you're
sold
doing I thought you were doing Chris Beck.
No, I'm doing Michael Saylor. My house on Long Island sold for $100 in 1901. It's about to sell for $101 million.
Right.
Does the flat screen TVs that Vin Diesel stole in Fast and Furious 1 worth any less or more money? The value of Bitcoin is going nowhere but up.
So CPI is like a bunch of stuff that's it's basically free, and it's also stuff that like it doesn't really reflect wealth. It reflects the measure of what is needed to get by. So wealth would be like college education, healthcare, the stuff that you actually like want, right? Like
Yeah.
you want your kids to be educated. You want your family to be healthy.
High yield savings.
You
account
want to have
returns.
you want to have a house, and you want to have some measure of wealth. Like you want your life energy that you're spending to be poured into some asset that you can preserve value in. But none of this is in the CPI. The CPI is like Netflix, Domino's, gasoline, fucking milk, stuff like that.
Hair bonnet shit.
Um,
CPI is also a tool every election cycle
Mhm.
to directly point the faults of the bad left.
It's I mean, the other thing about that is that
It comes up it's always like used as it's always,
sure, yeah.
and it's wrong. I don't care
No,
about it.
it's used every time there's a political thing. Anytime the marker's bad. But the thing about that is that the economy is a slow moving beast. It takes decades. Some of this stuff happens over decades. So anytime they blame, like I wouldn't necessarily all the blame that gets foisted on Biden, for example, it's just you're talking about stuff that was set in motion
10 years.
50 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just it's a lot of noise. But oh yeah, back to AI. So it's like how are they measuring the growth of the GDP? In my opinion, it's grinding down. It's only been getting worse for people. And we have fans who turn their lives around and stop smoking weed and get blue collar jobs and buy houses and stuff, and that's amazing, right?
Yeah.
But we also have fans who are like, I have $400 to my name or negative $400 to my name. Like it's generally, it seems to me that over the past, we've been adults for 20 years. It seems that stuff has been sliding down, and the stuff that has been getting better, which is like cell phones, video games, what have you, it's just vapor. It's not really related to fulfillment, human fulfillment of potential or quality of life or anything like that. Like it's not getting easier for people to buy houses.
Buy houses, have children, procreate.
Right.
The one, and again, I don't read. I don't know how to read.
You don't need to read.
I have my IQ is very low. I am
Your IQ is
retarded.
not low. You don't need to read.
I every grade I got Fs. I was an F student every year. Somehow they passed me because I paid.
Well, you didn't watch the Holocaust and slavery films long enough.
I couldn't because I had to take a
get
shit
straight A's.
because I was too busy eating all my snots. And I was eating all my paper. And they'd give me a test. I'd eat it, Sam.
I was eating my poop.
Yeah, I'd go in the toilet. I'd eat every shit in the toilet. I'd go out in I'd eat all the toilet paper. They'd give me, use your number 2 pencil. Nick, where's your pencil? And I'd open your mouth, and I'd have a whole number 2 pencil grinded up my mouth. And I did that for 12 years, from kindergarten through 12th grade. And I got Fs on every report.
You're a strawberry milk kid.
That's a really funny bit. Like a kid who just gets Fs. He's like the stupidest kid in the world, but somehow he goes through 12 grades.
That's what Vivek should open up with whenever he speaks publicly.
Holy shit. But one of the things that it makes me feel a little bit better. The little balm that I keep with me is China's books are cooked as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the second place and the first place? I don't believe anything.
No, competing with other countries that's not the metric to go with.
No, not the metric, but I don't believe anybody's doing good. I believe the world domestic product
No, that's true.
is falsified. If there's anything, it would be a bright shining, it'd be natural resources from a fucking dump country.
Mhm.
It'd be like, oh, you found fucking what's a rare earth mineral that's super
Well, lithium's what they want, right?
Is there another one that's even
what
better?
That's what they blew up North Carolina
Quartz. Now they like quartz.
for. Probably. They just want shit, dumber and dumber rocks.
Yes,
They're like gem collectors.
sand, beach sand.
They got geodes down there.
Beautiful amethyst.
I want blow up the world for a geode. No, it's across the board. It's going down. But the point is that the AI stuff. I think that so the stock market, the S&P 500. I think that if it stops climbing, it'll be like a financial crisis that's worse than the Great Financial Crisis, right?
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
That's gonna happen this year. 2 years.
I don't know about that. Anytime someone tries to put a timeline on it, I've never seen that happen.
True.
But Michael Burry talks about how because everybody does. I believe him on this. I don't believe him on the timing, but I believe that that generally what he says is correct here, because everybody's passive investing in mutual funds, that it means there's like a, I forgot how this works, but there's like a limited exit door. Like once people start selling, it's going to be like
Yeah, I heard that.
just mayhem. I don't know. I should look into that. But
It's like Social Security times 10.
so I think to keep the musical chairs going, they're relying heavily on the promise of AI to bring more money. Not that AI is going to solve problems, but to bring more money into the system so that it can continue with economic growth.
That's what they think AI is going to do?
I mean, it is what it's doing right now. It's people are like bonanza, like we have to find the way to invest in AI. Like it's the hottest topic, and everybody's trying to figure out how to
Well, then why?
get in there.
Okay, good.
Um,
Look at Kathy Wood,
mhm.
right? That fucking hot piece of guy ass Kathy Wood.
Yeah, she's hot.
She's hot.
Yeah.
I like women that look like men.
Yep. She's hot.
I could just. Can you not right now?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
imagine getting to fuck her for like 10 minutes.
Yep.
And then a big cock guy ass.
Wait, the old person or the
The
young?
old lady with the glasses.
The one with the boy ass.
The one with the shaven pussy. Yeah, that one.
a 70-year-old woman with a shaved pussy.
Oh man, that's everybody in my family. No, but Kathy Wood is a absolute 10.
It's a smoke show.
She's got little tiny little nipples.
Yeah.
She's got a shaven pussy that
You
looks like
you
that.
would when she takes dude, when she pops the top off, you.
I hold my cool because I know what if I said what I want to say. I want to come all over you. I'm really good at eating pussy. I don't stop till you come all over my mustache.
I know.
And then she's like, the capabilities of AI are. Well, what we're able to do now is we're able to make commercials for Bank of America.
Yeah.
But like, her stock came out, right? She had the ARK funds,
Mm-hmm.
and we all bought into them, all these great SPACs,
Mhm.
and then they all went to shit immediately. Why did they go to shit the second free money went away? Where was the suspension during 22-3?
Right.
Where did the money go that was so fucking on board in 21 where everybody's like, oh my God, C3,
C3, yeah.
right? They went from fucking, the
Oh,
valuation
yeah.
was through the roof.
It was 80, it went to 30.
What the fuck
think.
happened?
Yeah.
Why wasn't Kathy Wood like, I'll slice your fucking dick in half the long way if you take your money away from me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause if we were doing a business and you're like, oh, if you were like, Nick, I have this fucking crystal that I found in Wilton, Connecticut.
Tell you the future, buddy.
You look into this crystal, it tells you the future. Watch this. The blackberries are gonna fall. You know, like
Your money just evaporates.
your money's gonna evaporate.
And it's gone.
And it's gonna. You're
the
gonna eat
South
Kathy
Park.
Wood's pussy.
Yeah.
Like all this stuff. And it's like, okay, got it. You're telling me that 30% of your investors were long term? If this is such revolutionary technology,
Mhm.
or did what happened was they took a look at what the fuck was going on, the real big money guys, and they were like, nah,
Yeah, maybe. I
nah,
don't
we
know.
actually want to make money.
Yeah.
We're going to take our money out of here.
Yeah.
C3, the ARK funds. I own the ARK funds.
Mhm.
I have over $500 in, no, I have like one of the ARK, I have like ARK, the AI one, I think I own one.
Hmm.
Or whatever, I own some stocks. And I bought it just like everybody else did. I never really took it out because I'm fucking stupid and lazy.
Mm.
And because I want Kathy to know.
I know.
I just want my little emails from Kathy.
Yeah.
Hey, Kathy, it's me, Nick, down at MDE. How are you?
How do I get on your mailing list?
Yeah, she's like, just sign up here. Do you want to eat my pussy? Make me come?
Yeah.
And my wife gave me a hall pass. She said, go ahead. You fuck Kathy Wood if you want.
Mhm.
That's her young. I literally thought she was a guy. I thought she was a guy. She's 55 from LA. Where's she from? She's made in the Hollywood basement.
Catherine Duddy.
Oh yeah,
It's a
she is
better
hot.
name.
Yeah, that's good. She should have stayed. She's a fuddy duddy.
Old Duddy. If we knew her name was Duddy, we wouldn't have invested. I'm Catherine Duddy. I know the future. Nah, bitch, you don't.
No,
Um,
future's I'm gonna come in my pants.
look at
tonight.
what's the price of Nvidia stock doing? Because it is sticking so far with the AI stuff. Do 6 months or do year to date actually.
But Nvidia's a microprocessor.
I mean, no, but people are buying it because of AI. So I mean, it is sticking so far with Nvidia. But
Nvidia's Israeli money wash, isn't it?
no, I think it's just the AI hype. What was I going to say? Oh, so the I think it's a game of musical chairs that's grinding to a halt, and any any company that has investors, like Elon is not at all isolated from this. He's especially vulnerable to it. I think it's musical chairs that's grinding to a halt. I think that people are pointing to AI as if it's going to, the race right now is to make it so that AI can offset the loss in productivity of people all over the world. And I don't think it's going to happen. And I think what they know subconsciously is that they need infinity Indians to do the work for as close to free as possible in order for them to keep this going for another decade or two.
Doesn't it seem like AI would replace the jobs of people who make too much money to receive universal basic income?
That's incredible. That's very smart, because the one of the low hanging fruits that AI can actually do is write software. Write shitty software. And that's like a thing that's already happening. That's not vaporware. It's not like a thing where one day AI will be able to write software. It already does write code probably about as good as the average Indian does.
So what's the software guy gonna go do? That guy's totally on the couch.
Those guys are fucked. And the
Commercial makers,
the guys who are making 400,000, that's a Silicon Valley like average. I think software engineers in the Valley make like 400K.
Mhm.
That's like a normal amount. I think they make like 800, or if they're good, like millions a year. But these guys better start saving their dough and realizing that and stacking away some of that money, because the writing is on the wall for all these software guys. They're going to get replaced by Indians, and they're going to get replaced by AI for real within 5 years, very soon. It's like happening right now. So the premise of the argument is that we need these highly skilled Indians to come in and write software code, and it's just not true, because the software code can be written by AI, and we don't need Indians in the first place. So these guys, I think they're worried about their stock prices at the end of the day, I think. And there's also on the Indian side of things, it's an ethnic thing. Like the guys that run these companies, Google, Microsoft, etc., they're Indians. I don't know how they've infiltrated their way to the top. The Google guy said
Israelis.
The Google guy said that I mean, I guess they are just better slaves, so they would make sense to want them.
Will always akin themselves. In the 60s, they liked hanging out with the Italians because they were the mafia. In the 80s and 90s, they liked the blacks because they were hip hop and basketball and football. And now it's the Indians because it's tech world. It's just it's always like that. So they always use a shield.
Yeah.
So look at the Conor McGregor Jake Paul the Paul fight. Where's it happening? India.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, $500 million purse.
Damn.
You've never heard of it before in your life. Conor McGregor, where's it happening?
It's Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor, not Jake Paul, the other one.
Logan
Paul. Yep. Yeah, it's fighting in, I think it's Armpit.
Anyway, that was a long-winded explanation, but I think that it's just two different versions, two different visions for the future. The vision that the All In podcast guys want is never-ending number go up, stock price, attention focused on tech companies, and whatever serves the tech companies, regardless of what kind of damage it does to civilization, doesn't matter.
That's a big one, though.
What's that?
Like if you were like, this is a problem, my stock price, right? Like, I don't want people to not know I'm not doing well.
Well, they're fighting for their lives. They have everything to lose here.
Why don't they just fire, like cut costs? Well, they probably can't. They probably already tried it.
Well, they are. They're firing at the same time that they're saying they need more skilled labor, they're laying people off.
Yeah. They're laying off $190,000 a year, middle.
So the tech guys are fighting for their lives, and they're probably to some degree subconsciously saying that the only thing that matters is tech companies because that's the future, and that's like a Wired magazine headline way of thinking about civilization. And then what Americans want not to be fucked with and to just have a chance at getting prosperity and not having people messing with them.
When are Americans going to realize that worshiping technology is for fucking?
I think regular Americans do to some degree.
They think it's a cool talking point. Your average guy, like mayonnaise brain, Nick,
Yeah.
the rest of us,
Yeah.
when you make a little bit of money
Mm-hmm.
and you start going to country club, now you're like gutter company owner that makes $1.9 million
Mm-hmm.
and you're making $550 a year, $650 a year.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's cool to have like a 5-sentence bit about understanding technology.
Sure, for sure. Yeah.
And that's like saying like when you start to make money, like nerds start to make money, they're like this, you know what's cool?
Mm-hmm.
Strippers.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you learn that
Yeah. Yeah.
on the same token, because that's the equivalent of that.
Yeah.
Fuck my wife, complain all the time? No way, dude. Destiny. She is cool. She is so hot. I buy her meal. She takes money.
But not having immigrants, that is a popular. I mean, that's what got Trump elected, is people's frustration with having America slipping out of their hands. I think most people, and that's also why it blew up Twitter so badly. Like these tweets that
What happened on Twitter? I don't know.
So Elon had a sort of autistic meltdown about how we need more Indians here, and pretty much everybody, like every post that was for the idea of keeping America for Americans had like 50,000 likes, 70,000 likes, that type of shit on there. So he got ratioed pretty badly. Ratioing is when you post something and someone replies with an argument against you and they get more likes than you did on your original post.
Oh.
And that's like a burn. That's like, oh, you fucked up. You posted some shit that people didn't like. So Elon got ratioed by like hundreds of people, and he changed the algorithm of the site. He changed the way that the website works to keep himself from getting ratioed. And now what he's doing is he's going hard mode on, the Rotherham in Britain.
Yeah.
Elon is like posting about how Britons cannot tolerate this mass gang of children by Pakistanis. Basically, he's taking an issue that's not related, or that's tangentially related to the H-1B stuff.
I like this stuff though.
Yeah, he's like hitting it like. He's like, we need to do something about these Rotherham, which was when were those 10 years ago? And by the way,
Is that the color run?
No, this is 2011. It looks like it was
from
starting here.
Okay.
So this is a huge deal, and I think that people need to die for this. But Elon is bringing this to light to take some of the heat off of himself for fucking up on the H-1B stuff.
Who got in his ear about the H-1B stuff, you think?
Probably the All In podcast guys. I mean, he's a tech guy. He's surrounded by people.
The PayPal gang.
He's surrounded by people who think that you should be able to bring Indians here if they know one thing about computer code. So anyway, website broken, had to change the algorithm. He banned a bunch of people. I've heard, I don't know if the bannings were, some people have said that the bannings were related to people using bots, which is when you use a fake computer account to like bump your talking point up. I haven't looked into any of that, but he's taken away verification from people's like the blue checks and stuff.
Jake Shields.
Like he's kind of just been going nuts, and he's been engaging in censorship on his website after like 3 months ago being like the censorship is evil guy,
Huh.
So yeah, it's a pretty big about face on a lot of the things that he a lot of the reasons why he got popular with the people he wanted to get popular with.
I guess make less money is too much of a lug-headed solution to some of this stuff. But corporate payout and make less money would be a.
I think if make less money is on the table, then everything kind of falls apart.
Why?
Because it's like the great financial crisis where everything is tied together in this house of cards.
You're not going to die with less money.
They're going to lose everything. The All In podcast guys would lose everything.
So what? You have enough. Go away.
That's not an argument for those people. They don't want that.
It is for me.
It is for me too, but they're not going to want to hear that.
Then I'm going to get back to good old-fashioned anarchy.
It's going to happen.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm going
I
to
mean-
get back to the anarchy argument where I'm like this. Well, if I made $4 million and I felt people like, yo, shut up, Nick. I'm tired of hearing your fat ass talk. I'd be like, got it. See you later.
Mm-hmm.
You'd never see me again. I'd legally change my name. I'd get whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be Kathy Wood. I'd be a
Mhm.
lady.
Kathy Duddy.
Kathy Duddy, a little fuddy duddy.
Little fuddy duddy with little pink titties.
Yeah, a little pink titty. I get my nipples reduced to small.
Mhm.
I get, hi, smalls, please. I don't know. And then like to think like, oh, I have 56 million and da 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 da. If you can't exist without, like, there's no lifestyle beyond 350 million. Period.
Well, look, these guys, any
It's fucking gay.
guy whose face you've seen is addicted to the dopamine hit of fame.
Gay.
Yeah.
Gay.
But
I mean, let's be real. You know, you're famous.
I'm addicted to the dopamine hit of fame.
Like, no, you're not.
Even if they look like they're clean cut and they have good arguments and they're buying the right stuff and they're invested in the right companies, if they have a podcast that has millions of people listening to it, they're most certainly like they're in the limelight and they're going to do anything that it takes to stay there.
Gay.
Yeah.
Very gay.
Yeah.
Like, bro, go away. Go get head.
They're not gonna.
You know how cool it is to organically pull a Tunco out of an Amsterdam bar one night and just get head organically?
I think they still can't do that. I think even if they have a Koenigsegg Regera, I don't think they can. I think they can't do that.
Well, maybe we should, that's
Have
my
you seen have you seen how Jeff Bezos' wife acts?
Hey, Jeffrey.
Yeah, man.
Ay, ay, ay. Tacos.
Yeah, yeah.
She's just a fucking retard.
When these guys pull pussy, it's like the ugliest shithead you've ever seen,
Yeah,
or it's some straight up whore.
She lets him fuck other women and vice versa.
Whatever.
Kim Kardashian.
That's a disgusting way to live.
She's beat. His ex-wife was something to talk about. Even though she's a retard giving every dollar away. I don't understand how that works. I'd smash the ex.
These poor bastards, man.
Yeah. But this new piece of shit that demon, so she lets him bang other chicks. Kim Kardashian went jet skiing with him because I love Crazy Days and Nights.
Mhm.
I just read this morning on the way here. And she was like, she cannot be there.
Damn.
No, her though.
Oh
And-
shit, Ryan Rivera's here. Fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. So yeah, that's good. You're gonna run it once a week?
Was that? I mean, it would be cool to do it 3 times a week. I think the regularity would. The goal is to make something like Art Bell, where it's cozy to fall asleep to. But episode 1 didn't really turn into that. But the what we're gonna do is we're gonna do super high end audio gear, vacuum tube based hardware, which it's all stuff that you can do in software, I think, but
It looks good.
we're going to do it hardware.
The reel is always better.
Real is always better.
If you promise 3 days after doing Scuffed for 2 years,
Yeah.
2 days a week,
Mm-hmm.
if you promise 3 days, you're gonna fuck yourself
Okay.
because you do stand up and you're a busy guy.
So maybe Monday, Friday, maybe just Monday.
Your pick.
Yeah.
But like I wouldn't, because if you set yourself up, because I've been doing, like I just cut to 1 day
Yeah.
and I'm a little like, I kind of miss doing 2 days, but 3 days or anything like that, I would be like,
Got you.
You're
Yeah.
like fucking, you're like, what did I fucking sign up for?
Yeah. Chris, will you turn my headphones down a tiny little bit? I bought but it got rejected because it was pickup only, but I'm going to rebuy it, a reel-to-reel tape machine.
Mhm.
So we're going to run the audio through all this gear and then run it through a reel-to-reel tape machine to get the subtle distortion of magnetic audio tape.
Mhm.
We're going to run it through a high-end cassette tape machine, and we're going to run the video through, we're going to use RE cameras. We're going to get 2 more RE cameras, used ones, run the video through a non-US market ED beta deck, which is like it's not high def, but it has 625 vertical lines of resolution, which is like double or triple what a VHS deck has. So it's going to be all the audio, all the video is going to be through tape at some point in the signal chain. And we're also getting a
It's not a good example, but
it's a good example, Chris. Yeah, it's going to sound like this right here. And we're going to have it's going to be really good.
Yeah, that's dope. That's exciting.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm gonna fix my studio up a little bit,
Mhm.
change it around.
Mm-hmm.
I like thinking about that.
Yeah, you should spend a little bit of time just on
That
yeah.
up in the stakes.
Mhm.
I'm not.
Because you can separate yourself so much. I mean, just have Schultz do this. He'll bang it out.
Yeah.
But all these other shows, they look and sound fucking terrible.
Yeah. Oh.
Ours included. That's my fault that this set has been destroyed for as long as it's been destroyed for. But
Well, the content is so ace, it doesn't matter.
I know. I agree with you on
It
that
doesn't
one.
matter.
I agree with you, Chris.
you rip a burp, I'm farting. And then I'm talking about Kathy Wood's small nipples. This alcohol brain study guy
Mhm.
says that it's 6 months for your brain to return to factory settings without alcohol.
Oh, remind me when you're done with this to tell you about finasteride. Are you on finasteride?
We're going to Turkey. Let's go to Turkey and get
I'm
hair.
just gonna let it go.
Oh, finasteride makes you nuts.
Sorry, you go ahead and
Okay. I was saying we should go to Turkey and go get hair.
mhm,
Like that thing I sent you last night.
mhm.
Did you see did you watch that?
No.
It was Donald Cerrone went to Turkey and got hair.
Mhm.
He looks cool. It was the first hair transplant where I was like, all right. And this is weird, but tell all you guys out there that are going bald, tell your chick you're going to get hair and watch what they do. And this is weird because if my wife told me she was going to get tits,
He looks great.
yeah. But now I'm telling you, like, right.
Oh, that was before.
That was before. Yeah. Right
Oh.
there's the bottom right one. That one right there that's poking out. Now he looks like fucking Tom Hardy. So that's what I sent you last night.
He looks good too.
And I was like, damn.
I thought he looked good without the.
Yeah, it looks fine. I like the
Hair
marker
on
on the head. I should
Yeah.
just get markers on my head. And then I'm like, I don't really want to be a sex pro. I've said it since fucking the beginning of time. I knew my hair was going to fall out.
If you get the hair, you have to take finasteride, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. If you do, I won't do it. If you get hair and it's over, I'll do it.
Well, Jake's on finasteride and he loves it though.
Well, my brother's also likes fucking Jake
Well, some
Brown. Who's Brown? Chris Brown.
I think some people probably respond to it differently. Ryan, you want to come hang on the set here and just rap with us? But it made me mental.
Oh, you took finasteride?
Yeah,
It made you mental?
it made me fucking nuts, man.
when did you take it?
Really?
At the tail end of fish tank. Here, hop in right here. At the tail end of. Can you squeeze around there?
What's your head? There you go. Some metal. No, like these corners are.
Oh
They'll
yeah,
get you.
yeah. Do not hit your head on these corners, please.
ShamWow guy
It's
almost
fucking-
took his eyes out.
Fucking set.
Yeah.
Big.
Big Vince.
Yeah, at the tail end of fish tank because I kept seeing my bald spot on fish tank and I was like, oh my god,
Yeah, the first that size
I look
bald spot's the worst.
fucked up.
Yeah.
So-
spots?
Yes, on fish tank, watching my own aging decline on live TV.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, this headphones
This one
right,
right
there too.
Oh, my cans.
Yeah, your cans. Industry term, my cans.
But yeah, so I started taking it, and the brain fog. I felt like I was 80 years old on finasteride.
Ugh.
Like every second that I was awake, I was having to fight mentally to keep focus. Every waking second, I was like, oh, this is a battle. I have to remember to get my keys. Oh, okay. What's next? Oh, there's work that I have to do. Oh, I have to sit down and do work. Like it was just
Would it
like
make you tired?
a fucking battle. I don't know if I was tired as fuck. Yeah.
I have Lyme disease,
Yeah.
and I get tired sometimes.
That's cool.
It's awesome.
That's exciting.
Did you get it in Connecticut?
I think I got it in New York.
Really?
Yeah, up in the mean woods in New York. But yeah, it's like, but there are times when I'm driving where I have no shot, where I'm driving and then it's like sleep is imminent. It's just a matter of like when.
Damn.
I'll have to switch with my wife. She'll have to
Damn.
drive. I know. So was it like that, or you could battle the sleep?
No, the sleep, it was just a constant state of being like pretty tired. Not like about to fall asleep and not in waves, but just pretty tired all day.
I took finasteride when I got married.
Also made my dick stop working entirely.
I remember sex problems.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's real? I thought that was a joke.
Yeah,
So
no,
I think some people respond to it differently, but it just ruined my life.
Yeah. That was like people like, oh, steroids make your dick. Steroids made my dick like fucking. I was so proud of my penis.
Mm-hmm.
Not so proud of my balls, but my penis was like, look at you, buddy.
Yeah,
This is great. They said you wouldn't work anymore. I was like, no way. This is fucking fantastic. But then like, yeah, finasteride. I remember like, I don't know if I was like, I couldn't come or something. It was something weird.
It made fucking coming feel very strange too.
Just hair.
Finasteride is some heavy duty stuff. It passes the blood-brain barrier. It gets into your brain. That's why it does this like bad stuff.
So fuck it. I'm not. If I have to get hair, I mean, I know you're wearing a toupee, but it's a
That's
good
like
toupee.
absurd.
Yeah. It's
Lego,
crazy.
Lego hair, I'll hear. Lego hair. But do I have it? Like, do I have anything?
How old are you?
I'm not like trying to brag. Or 35.
Okay.
About to be
you're good.
36.
You're gonna
35 and a half.
You're gonna be good for the rest
Yeah.
of your life. Yeah.
My dad told me that he said, you're never going to go bald, but you're going to get gray hairs like your uncle. Like, I hope so.
Gray hair's cool. I like gray hair.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'd have
gray is
gray.
fine.
I'm not gonna mind graying.
No, I'd gray right now.
But right now I'm doing blue. I'm doing micro needling, and I don't know if the red light therapy does anything for your
Why
scalp.
don't you use the goop?
The goop? I don't want to use the goop.
No, the Mexican goop.
What's the Mexican goop?
Moco de Gorilla?
Is that what it is?
That's the gel.
Is it the stuff from like South? That's the one. Or oregano oil.
Oh, look at that. Nice container too.
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, I definitely want to start plugging that in to the system. Yeah.
you just pick up a weed whacker. You just jump on a lawnmower and someone. You a woman with a weed whacker on her pussy.
Just from one serving of Moco de Gorilla.
One spoonful. Yeah, one little.
One spoonful is all it takes. Oh, Chris, do you have Slack on there? Can you go in the Sam Hyde Show fake ads channel and play one for Nick?
One chata.
We're gonna do ad breaks
Yes.
on the show, and they're gonna be funny.
I love fake ads. Fake
Yeah.
ads are my favorite thing. I think that's one of the first reasons why we started hanging out.
Yeah.
Was your fake ads that you made?
Oh yeah.
Like you made fake commercials in the first MD, the senior thesis video. There was fake commercials just cut up, and I was like, "That's so much fun."
It adds, like, if you're trying to do like a fake radio show, like, you need it. It's part of the experience. Yeah.
It is.
Play the Blazo shift knob. That one.
The all-new Blazo Shift Knob. With its lightweight and sleek design, it's the perfect way to keep up with notifications on the go.
New drift style unlocked. You have one new friend request on Sprangle. Would you like to reject?
Speak into the
shift
knob
knob?
to shift
Yeah.
gears. The Bluetooth shifter can accurately predict which gear you want to shift into. It's hands-free. Blazo Shift Knob is decked out in flashing RGB lights, so you can watch the strobe while you run a pregnant woman off the road in front of cops.
Wow.
Suck the knob to go faster.
Faster.
So
That's
So
a
we're-
jam.
we're just gonna have like 100 of those.
That's great.
That's Glue70, by the way, who's goated audio. Please
Yeah.
follow him on Instagram, Glue70.
Yeah, the imaging was sick. It sounded like there was like a crime scene like around my head.
Yeah.
Like the cop car was here, pregnant woman over here. It
Mhm.
was great.
What's that robot? Right there?
That's something Mike built for another fake ad. He's going ham on this project. I don't know.
Whoa.
I think I
Slow
forgot.
down.
I think I forgot to talk to him about budget. I don't know what he's up to.
Wow.
Oh, that's the shifter.
That might be for the shift knob
Oh my god.
commercial here. Oh my god. Damn.
Wow.
Oh man.
Is Mike from New York?
I think he's from Connecticut, actually. He's the guy that came. He helped us on
Yeah.
Extreme Peace.
What's his name? handles?
Sequence Master.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, 'cause that looks like Sequence Master.
Bleep his last name, Trevin, and also Blur.
And, he's cool. I like
maybe Blur the Screen. I don't know if he's goes by his handle or his real name.
He's cool. I like him.
He's cool.
He's good. He wanted to shoot a rocket out of my backyard once, and he was like, "I have to do this." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I have to shoot this rocket on a camera. I need your backyard." And I was like,
Pretty
"Sure,
persuasive.
if you want to, yeah." I was like, "No problem." I was like,
It's already happening.
"Yeah,
You're
all right,
so
bring
kind
your
of confident
rocket.
about it.
Bring your rocket."
Just producer to producer. Do you write those down or do you just remember them?
Write what down?
The take those out?
Trevin, our editor.
Okay.
does it, yeah.
I'll usually tell him timestamps or something.
Gotcha. I've like, when I first started with Gavin, I didn't write stuff down. I was just like, I'm going to remember that. And we're like on CRTV where you can't say like shit.
Mhm.
And I left in.
Mhm.
And I'm driving home listening to it and like, oh my goodness.
Wow.
Like that's like the worst word. It might as well be cum or it's worse. It could be Nick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just like it's automatic, like childhood toy.
Can you put in the fake ads channel? Can you put swear word yak back for kids?
Yak back.
Yeah.
Oh, those were awesome.
It's a yak back, but you press buttons. It says and there's one model. Every button says.
It's just like a little kid walking up to like a Domino's pizza counter, and he's like, 3 please.
Yeah.
That's fun, man. The fake ads that's really great.
I have real inventions, but they're so dumb they could be like fake commercials.
What real inventions?
One of them, and I encourage people to steal these, so I'm not like I'll tell you after the show.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, so I can't hear my kids in the back seat, so like a little microphone, and then I could like raise the volume and I could hear what my daughter has to say. I think that could be really life changing. Another one is called Inside Out, where it's like on your windows. I need both hands. I sound like Pete Davidson. I need both hands. Anyway, Lorne Michaels. Anyway, so on the window, there's like a little unit that you put in between, right? You close the door on it, the window. So on the outside, it's a microphone, and you could hear the sound. Like, let's say if you live in like a really hot or really cold place, and you always need AC, and you want to hear outside, then it could be like a nest, like an audio nest sort of thing, where like, you know, my neighbors are fighting outside, and or like there's a deer that comes around, whatever. You want to hear outside, but you don't want to open the window. Another thing you could do is set it to like cut out loud noises. So we like our windows open, but we're in the city, so an ambulance coming by like will wake up our baby. But if it's just giving you audio like 5 seconds ahead of time, it can cut out. It has time to process. It's like on a delay, and it could cut out the loud noises, and it could show you alerts. So like your left side of your house, loud noise, 2:30, whatever, boom, you could listen to it. Slow it down.
Can you go to this fake ads channel and home ambient audio of Puerto Ricans fighting. Home ambient audio of Puerto Ricans fighting home audio system. Make a new line with a bullet point. Home noise canceling audio.
I'm hurt that this is a joke.
Where it just floods
Sink noise.
where it just floods your house with the uncomfortable sensation of like the audio pressure waves of those noise canceling things, which by the way you should not use.
Pink noise. That's what it's called.
No, it's like the way that like the Bose noise, you know how it makes your ears hurt?
Pink noise.
That shit. It's
Is it
not
pink noise?
it's not pink noise.
It's
No.
not?
No.
Well, when you crash a Mercedes S-Class,
Mm-hmm.
the windows go up. If you get rear-ended in a Mercedes S-Class, you know it pushes your seat forward like this.
Oh really?
It can say your car's
Interesting.
80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Your seat goes up in a weird way, like up fast, like
Yeah.
like fast. It does this weird thing. Your seats lock in, your windows go up, and sound comes out of the speakers to not damage your eardrums, and they call
Damn.
it pink noise.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Can you back to the channel?
That's
Car crash simulator setup.
You stupid bitch, learn how to drive.
Yeah.
No, Karen, you're in the wrong lane.
And then a Ring camera that's just constantly MS-13 threatening you. So you know not to go outside.
These are separate offerings.
Yeah, these are all separate.
Same
separate
company,
things here.
probably.
Additions. These are clip-ons, widgets.
Right. Yeah. You could add Did you want the $29.99 Puerto Ricans yelling outside your house?
MS-13 menacing you like, I cut your head off, you fucking puto.
In Espanol. You could have it in
Yo
English.
cortar tu de cabeza.
Can you go back to the channel, please, Chris, and type in MS-13 translator?
MS-13.
It's translation software that only works for MS-13.
And it's always like, I'll cut your head off. And it's like, I'm offering you some financial products that might have you some gain. He sounds like the Asian guy that's you ever see I think I'll use my American Express card. Do you have anything gluten-free?
Type in live translator, gang member threatening the cameraman, but it's just a well-mannered Asian man offering you financial products.
And is it like a fake video or they hire guys to stand outside your nest? That's a separate package.
It's a separate service.
That's the HD.
Yeah.
15 of them.
You have now completed the first hour of a Perfect Guy Live podcast. Full access to all episodes and more, visit mde.tv.